Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
A man has been in an Iowa jail for more than a month for a crime he didn't commit. That happened to an Arizona man who used to call Cedar Rapids home. He told his story to our chief investigative reporter, Josh Scheinblum. So, Josh, how did this happen?
Beth, we're still working to figure that out. For the last several days, we've been trying to get in touch with the Linn County Attorney's Office. Our messages have gone unreturned. We've also asked the Cedar Rapids Police Department for comment, who told us that they are unable to comment on proceedings after an arrest.
When they was pulling up, I didn't think anything of it or who they was, or not knowing they were coming for me.
Joseph McBride is spending his first morning outside of a jail cell since police first made a visit to his home in Phoenix, Arizona.
It was August 24th. There's no knock. It's just a truck pulled up on the side of a building. They told me I was armed and dangerous, so they actually came in force.
McBride was being charged with robbery in the first degree for a crime that happened more than 1,500 miles away at an apartment complex in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, around New Year's Day.
I had no clothes on. I had boxers and working gloves on. To be honest, I was nervous, I didn't know what was going on, what was going to happen.
Over the coming weeks, McBride says he was transferred by a private prisoner transportation firm to different jails across Arizona, Nevada, Colorado, and Missouri until finally on September 19th, he was booked into the Linn County Jail.
When did you bring it to their attention that you had evidence that you weren't in?
The first day I came down there, that I actually landed in Cedar Rapids.
Among the evidence is this photo, a time-stamped selfie taken in Arizona around the same time the robbery happened in Cedar Rapids. But despite the evidence, McBride would sit behind bars until Halloween night. This, even though emails obtained by I-9 show the Linn County Attorney's Office agreed Joseph's story checked out and that the case should be dismissed.
How does that make you feel?
To be honest, that's actually heartbreaking, because if you know I'm innocent, why would you send me in there?
McBride credits what's happened so far to his faith in God, as well as from outside lobbying efforts from family and friends within the community, as well as those from out of state. Now, I also spoke with his attorney today, and he tells me the only piece of evidence that linked McBride to the robbery was a witness had said that there was a Facebook photo that appeared to look like him. On top of that, he adds that investigators never spoke to his client about the incident. For now, we're live in Cedar Rapids. Josh Scheinblum, KCRG TV 9 News.
Arizona man sues prosecutor for wrongful arrest that kept him in jail for 2 months. January 5, 2018. 6.1K views. Imagine spending 2 months in jail for a robbery that you didn't commit. Well, that is exactly what happened to an Iowa man after he was falsely charged with first-degree robbery. Now he is suing the prosecutor that threw him in jail. Joseph McBride, 23, was arrested for his assumed role in a January 2017 home invasion robbery in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. McBride was in Phoenix at the time of his August 2017 arrest, several months after the original crime was committed. And he showed authorities a time-stamped cell phone selfie proving he was in Arizona at the time of the Iowa home invasion, but they remained steadfast that they had the right guy. McBride is from Cedar Rapids, but he moved to Phoenix in November 2015. He was one of 3 people arrested for the crime. Linn County Attorney Jerry Vander Sanden is the prosecutor that brought charges on McBride. Sanden alleged in court documents that social media posts and phone records suggested that McBride was involved in the home invasion robbery. Sanden says the charge was based on a good faith belief that the victim was correct in the identification. But as it turns out, the only evidence Sanden and police relied on was the victim pointing to a Facebook photo of McBride, claiming he was involved in the crime. The victim, identified as 27-year-old Tristan Herman, told police that an acquaintance he knew as Elizabeth came to his apartment. 2 men then forced their way in Herman's apartment, beating him with a handgun, and stealing his money and cell phone. Herman identified the woman as 22-year-old Elizabeth Navarro and said she set him up. Herman, who is bipolar, told police days later that he had done his own investigation and concluded the men involved were Navarro's boyfriend, Austin Foster, and a man with the Facebook name Jody Holiday. Police used photos and a birthdate to link the Facebook account to McBride. Navarro was Facebook friends with McBride during the investigation, but nothing more. The Cedar Rapids Police Department gathered Navarro's phone records, which showed communications with Foster and another man around the time of the robbery, but none of those records were connected to McBride. McBride's attorney, Tom Frericks, filed an alibi motion defense on October 9. Soon after, Navarro identified another man as the third suspect. But that man hasn't been charged yet. The charge against McBride was dropped on October 31. McBride is seeking compensatory and punitive damages for violations of his constitutional rights. The lawsuit was filed on Thursday.
County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too, because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Sheriff County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.